good. I'm so good. I'm so good. Please introduce yourself to the masses for those that might not know who you are.
All right. My name is Fadzai Nova, but you can call me F Nova. I am a writer, a philosopher, a poet, an actress, just basically an artist.
Jill of all trades.
Yes, jack of all trades. Hopefully,
yeah.
I'll be master of one.
Yes, eventually. One of these days, because I'm still trying to juggle all of them. I figured out if I drop enough, then I'll have one that I hold. I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna keep this.
Yeah, I get you.
And how has your Africa Come Alive experience been today?
It's been amazing. The crowd was amazing. It's so nice to see different people from different backgrounds coming through to support the Pretoria arts, and they're very open to new experiences. I know that, especially how I feel about my poetry, you know, it needs a certain level of, for lack of a better word, I'm going to say deepness, and to see the crowd respond to that was quite cool.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know how I felt about your performance. I was really there, involved, really draw us in. How did you feel about your performance?
It was good. It was good. I consider myself a writer first and a performer second. It hasn't always been like that, but lately that's been the theme. And to be able to go on stage and to do my art and just to let it flow freely, you know. I think sometimes what happens is that I'm a lot in my head. I think about things a lot and I want things to be like extremely perfect. But today, for example, the drummer didn't show up and all these other things were happening, and I was like, but you know what, it's cool, you know, I'm still gonna go and do my thing. And to have it just flow, it was a really good experience for me.
Yeah, that was really amazing.
Yeah.
And what are you hoping for to gain from Africa Comes Alive today?
Well, Africa Comes Alive is a beautiful platform. I really believe in it because when I first moved to Pretoria, I felt like there was no artistic hub. It was there, but it was almost like behind the scenes, only for other poets and other creatives, you know. And the fact that Africa Comes Alive is inviting people from everywhere, you know, from every background. If you have a career in accounting, it's fine. You can come through and enjoy the art. So I really, really appreciate that, and that's why I come here. That's why I keep coming here, even when I'm not performing.
Yeah. And what would you tell to human beings that are not here today?
I would say you're missing out because we have so many talented artists, so many talented creatives who are here and willing to, you know, put their creativity on the line and showcase what they have. And you know, it's just such an amazing experience, and it's a very cool vibe. You know, things are very chilled here. You know, you can just roll out of bed, put on your track pants, and come through. You know, it's very relaxed.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to turn up and put on the red lipstick, it's also okay. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Good. Well, you heard it from F Nova.
Yes.
That if you're not here, you are missing out, yo.
Yeah.
Like all these artists putting themselves on the line, including herself.
Yeah.
So thank you you so much.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me. I'm just gonna get into it. All right. It's a bit deep, but I trust that you guys are gonna enjoy it. Yeah. I drank wine last night, a bottle of my sentient red wine last night. Pen and paper, unfinished sentences on the floor. Opal stones and ivory bones on the floor. Realities and dreams on the floor. Room lights dim, open door last night. Deepness to the brims of my art last night. Floating on sweet red wine. On the floor, I sat with legs open last night. He came into the room, saw me floating last night. He stared at me and said, Your legs look like they once belonged to a whore. Please close them.
Right.
If you saw what I'm seeing right now, you would hate yourself. I stared back at him, my lips and mouth cracked, as if my devils had murdered all the sweet. Slurred thoughts took away all my sweet. I would not gift any sweet tonight. No, I replied. You hate what you are seeing. My character is not limited to what you think about my face. There is an artist here.
Yes.
There is a free spirit here who constructs and deconstructs her life, and you hate that. You see me and you see your own dreams. You dream of what I can be for you. You want to own the parts you like and you want to kill the rest. Just kill the rest. You want to experience yourself. And that is not who I am.
Anyway.
You cannot pattern me to fit your own desires. Just as the male body is incapable of bearing fruit, it would be fruitless for you to try and control my being. My 9 months cannot and will never compare to your 2 minutes. So take advice from your penis and get back to where you came from.
Amen.
Since the dawn of the first day, men and sadly women as well have tried to contain the feminine. Females have been tugged on their arms by conventions, religions, their societies, governments and cultures because they refuse to lay on their backs with obedient moans. I know the truth of your power, woman. I know the truth of your nature. And nature holds no favors. A king can be killed the same way as a poor man. I choose to move with nature. My cycle and the moons are one. Circular returns beginning and ending at the same point in time. Out of my mouth I'll pour songs of love that will fill peace until the brims of your heart. My fingertips will caress every fragment of your skin so that every hair on your being will know my fingerprints, because I am the cord from which you came from. I am the serpent wrapped around that tree. Athena, the Greek goddess of war, would abandon her spear to taste me, because while men fight wars on fields, women fight wars everywhere, and I would rather die than fight a war within myself. There is none more dangerous than the intelligent woman. She lives on the edges of morality and grace, crafting realities out of fantasies, making this judgmental world her home. Each time this woman expresses her soul, society creates distractions in fear that they will have to go back to the nature they came from. So they say, woman, you need to be as beautiful as that woman. You should not take up too much space, woman. You should be quieter, for you are a woman. You should be nicer, for you are a woman. You are not worthy, woman, unless you please me. Please me. Else you're a whore in the mouths of men. My sexuality is my own, and my worth is not dependent on how many people have an opinion of it.
Again.
If you don't like what you see, I told him, there's the door. The next poem I'm about to do is called The Legend of Naledi. Does anybody know the legend of Naledi? Oh, you do? Yeah? Okay. Some say she arrived on a great, fiery bird with wings twice as large as the biggest banana tree leaf. Some say she came out of the desert grain by grain under the heat, wearing beads and white goat skin, with a spear in one hand and an eland horn in the other. But wise old mother, who still wakes up before the rooster to sweep the dust away from her dust and tends to her garden of moro and groundnut, says she remembers the day Naledi arrived. I was a small child then. She came down the Kuku River, sleeping on the back of a hippopotamus. Such a tender thing, not round and plump, and she could never finish a plate of sadza. Her eyes were as big as round nuts, and her lips were full of honey.
She could make Baba Mkuru plow the fields for 8 days without sleeping, and her rage could make the hottest afternoon seem like the coldest time of rain season. Naledi was a wild woman. She could heal the smallest babe, but she could also show her teeth. So when the Bembe tribe came down the Mushunu mountains crying and beating war drums, Naledi led her hunters riding a rare black lion and said to the Bembe tribe, "How can you take land when land does not belong to any of us? All you will be doing is taking lives. You will be doing a job that is not yours. Even though we are from different tribes, we are all one family. So come, put down your spears. We have prepared a feast in your honor. Let us eat." And there is peace then, and there was peace then, as there is peace now. It is true. It was seen.
Yay, Fedzai! I know you.
Thank you. Okay. I've got 2 more poems. I wouldn't be a poet if I didn't talk about love. So this one is about a relationship I had many, many years ago. And, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory, so I hope you enjoy it. If he were love, then I would go to him tonight. Not with the intention of making bread out of sand. Our brunch romance ended years and years ago in a Cape Town kitchen where our table was the mountain and wolves howled at night. He was passion to me. Portuguese speech, Mozambican blood. Over Spanish omelets, I learned the meaning of fire, and if he were love. He is not. Not in a way that I can understand. Years have passed and we are no more. I have grown and transformed. Men who have the fire and wolves in their hearts must take care now. Charms do not work in the sunlight. This is winter, and love survived. All right, you guys have been incredible. Thank you very much. I am about to do my last poem. It's called Ancestors Dialogue. She spent too many years in that cage. Paying her dues, yes. Then she became trapped in the role of a martyr, fixer of everything broken, healer of everyone's wounds but her own. But it's good for the soul to endure, yes. Gives it compassion and natural nurturing. However, the darkness was beginning to break her. She made friends with the beast at least, but the beast was going to eventually eat her. Thank goodness she is moving away. The soul is returning to as it was in the beginning, a heaviness traded for a lightness of being. At least she is seeing us now. God knows we sent her the green praying mantis, the 33 number, the black and white feather. How many times did we send her those things? Yet she slept away days and screamed at the mountains and cried out rivers, saying, we don't listen. It is not as it was in the old days. These children, they don't know the old ways. Too much Harvard science, too much pop culture mimicry, too much making gods out of ordinary men. Not enough drums, not enough songs, not enough feet on the ground. They have forgotten how to call us. Then they cry and say that we don't come. Thank you very much.